What's going on, Fire Nation? It's your boy Rico, along my little big cousin G Baby, and our boy Raul, the Zookeeper. And we are the Friendly Fire Podcast, the hottest podcast on either side of the Mississippi. Episode 50 shum, baby.
A very good year.
how, how y'all doing tonight? Wellness check.
Doing pretty good. Y'all wouldn't let me do it at the gig, so I gotta do it at the crib.
Ain't no y'all.
Oh.
Zoo was like, it's gonna be hoes and eggs and mimosas tomorrow morning. I cannot be out here videoing with you hooligans while there's potential twerking with some biscuits and gravy. Okay, he got priorities.
It's no potential.
No potential. Yeah, in the middle of July.
I ain't trying to hear. He going exactly. They're gonna be playing. They're gonna be backing that thing up at 9:45 in the morning. How you doing, Zoo?
I'm good.
You are exhausted.
Well,
No, I'm here.
But we got a pretty light-hearted, pretty easy episode today. Nothing too crazy has been going on. Do we have a question of the day, fellas, before we hop right into it?
I didn't have anything.
Zoo usually be having one on what, talk to me.
I mean, mine was kind of linked to the Roddy Rich thing.
Go ahead.
So
All right,
we can start that.
All right.
All right.
So, you know what?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Bring up the Roddy Rich topic. Talk about it.
So it was Wireless Fest last weekend, and that's a festival in London, the UK.
London town.
And a clip went viral of Roddy Rich performing the box, where the N-word is in the chorus.
Oh, I didn't know.
And he told the crowd to sing basically the whole chorus, and they sang the whole chorus perfectly.
Absolutely.
And they didn't miss a word.
On beat.
They didn't miss a word.
Even the hateful ones?
even the slightly derogatory ones. They might have some history.
But you know what? He gets a pass now. Because like Kendrick said, you gotta let a white girl say the N-word, you know what I'm saying? I see what he's doing. He's not slick.
So Twitter, got a hold of said footage. And Twitter, I saw that video at least 15 times that day by like 15 different people who quote retweeted it, and each tweet was like over 100K likes. So obviously people felt away of the Caucasians singing along to their favorite jams by their favorite artists. And so the thing is, I had kind of initially asked it, but only G Baby I think responded. Is that just a Twitter thing, or is that like actually? Because like I've been to, you guys know I go to a lot of concerts every year.
I was at
every concert, and I told Rico before said concert, I was like, hey bro, there's gonna be a lot of white people and Latinos in there, and they're not gonna skip over words. That's what I told them basically straight up. And I'm pretty sure. I mean, I was in your section. You were floor seats. Up close and personal. So I wasn't on that level, but there's a lot of Caucasians around you. At least I saw from your videos.
A whole lot of white people.
And so basically, I'm assuming they rap along to every lyric.
Mm-hmm. Most likely.
I'm getting.
I was focused. I was in my own world. Me and my lady
ancestors was looking down and see where
we tuned out the potential racist undertones. I was not gonna let that deter me from enjoying my birthday. So
Martin Luther was just look at this nigga here. Oh man.
That's basically my question, because people in the quote retweets were like, "Oh, if that were me, I would like not tell them not to say it," or like there were a couple black people in the video and they're like, "Why didn't they do anything?" And it's like, bro, you expect them to fight like
absolutely
90,000 people?
They realize think this is a Bruce Lee movie. I'm telling you.
Yeah, and like people were like angry and whatnot, and I was like, bro, this is just a Twitter thing. Obviously, if the world was perfect and everyone revolved around like perfect A+, 100% standard Christian morals or whatever morals, the perfect morals that everyone thinks the world should abide by, no one would say it.
Morals, yeah.
But it's not that, and people are gonna rap along to their favorite lyrics. The Kendrick concert's coming up. Mad City is gonna play, and we're watching it. We're not in Chicago, we're in Milwaukee, so it's probably gonna be double the white people.
Oh yeah, man, them cheeseheads is coming out.
Oh,
We're gonna be the only
bust out the
minority.
15 push-ups.
Gotta
Get ready for war. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
War
absolutely.
ready.
And it's like you're not gonna stop your fun, ruin your money, potentially fight somebody, get kicked out.
Nah, yeah.
Just because you want to fight 50,000 people and then get your ass whooped because it's 50,000 people against you. And it's like Twitter, I feel like sometimes takes it a little too far. And I get
It
it.
sends you
They
off.
shouldn't say it. But then it comes off like, all right, like you're being extreme. Or maybe because it's like through text. So maybe I'm missing the sarcasm, perhaps.
Now, to answer,
But
so
I don't know.
the basis of your question is niggas only like that on Twitter? And the answer is yes.
Yes.
There are a lot of situations where everybody says this is what I would have done, this is what you should have done. And it's not even just when it comes to the N-word in concerts. It's some of anything. It's if you see somebody getting attacked or berated, why didn't nobody speak up? Or if I was there, I would have said, you probably wouldn't have, because everybody's waiting for somebody to say something first. Type of deal.
Yeah.
And also you got to think, he's in London. Yes, are there Negroes in London? Yes. But you saw the crowds. It was like a speck of brown in those crowds. So it's one of those things where Roddy Ricch, first of all, because of especially how bad his last album did, he's not gonna alienate no more potential fans about some, oh, if you ain't black, don't say it. He ain't about to do that. He's not gonna do it. And then also, niggas don't care that much. Like you said, I'm not going to ruin my good time to be Malcolm X. Okay. I go to a concert knowing what I'm signing up for. And also, like we talked about maybe last year with the rapper No Name. She said it, she took it one step further. She was like, you know what? Only white people show up to my shows, so I don't want to do shows anymore because I always say nigga, and I don't want them just throwing it back at me in the crowd. So unless some people are going to just stop doing shows altogether, you're not going to get, oh, well, the crowd going to say it because the crowd, well, we pay money, we got the right to say it. Yeah. Whether that's right or not isn't the topic up for debate. Niggas is only like this on Twitter. Nobody is this woke in real life. Nobody.
And that was like the thing, because people were also attacking, like you said, Roddy Ricch. Like, oh, why didn't he say anything? Or why didn't he, like, before this concert started, be like, hey, like, some of my songs contain the N-word, please refrain from saying that. Like, J. Cole, like you said, we went to the J. Cole concert, and he's considered the most, like, I guess, woke rapper, like, the most, like people put him on a pedestal as, like, more woke, more lyrical miracle, more college educated, whatever, pushing excellence, I guess, black excellence. Yes. But even he doesn't, and he looks into the crowd. He knows the majority, at least 60% are non-black. I would say, and he's one of the rappers where I see more actual black people go to, because like I've been to a lot of concerts, especially like Lollapalooza. It's just white people, basically. I'd be like the only Latino around. Same thing, like you run into other Latinos, it's like one of those Spider-Man memes where you point at each other. Oh, and it's one of those things. But like even he doesn't do it. So it's like J. Cole, who's like, you could say some people debate him as the best rapper alive right now, like the most woke, and like I said, all that. But he doesn't tell his fans to, like, hey, when I say it in Rich, you guys can know the rest of the song, and everybody's rapping along. He doesn't go like, whoa, only this is for only the black people to sing. Everybody's like rapping along to it.
Yeah, I mean that comes back to, at the same time, like, let's be real, these rappers ain't trying to lose their money. They're not about to lose their money to be Malcolm X. They'll speak, but you know what it is. And I'm sure if you go to a Jay-Z or a Nas concert, and also you got to think, white people, in regards to demographics of people who go and buy tickets, they're still the top of the. Now, I think the reason when we went to the J. Cole concert that it was, and I know you went to more than me, where there are more black people and more minorities there, his tickets are cheaper. So it's like more people can afford it. Let's just be real. Like, more people can afford to go to a J. Cole concert. He at the same venue as Kendrick. Kendrick was talking about some $800 for nosebleeds, and we all was like, well, I guess we won't be in Chicago.
You changed, bro.
How dare you? You trying to catch up with all them 5 years you missed? So it's really
like, give me a discount.
Exactly. So it really just comes down to, what people can afford. So there are more black folks going, and Cole know that. So he like, shoot, let the nigga fly. Like let it go. And with some of the other ones, they're not about to lose out on no bucks because the white people are spending the most money. They're actually buying the stuff. They're in the lines buying the merch 5 hours before the concert starts. We getting there right on time. I'm not about to sit here and wait in these lines. That's exactly what I said with the Jake. I'm not about to sit here and wait in this. Told my girl, you better have your ticket ready so we can get in.
Phone up, look, scan it, keep it pushing.
I'm about to stand in line and buy a shirt. No, thank you. Like, so it's just they know that the white folks are spending the most money on their merch and in their tours, which is how they make money, as many artists have said before, J. Cole specifically. So, no, I'm not about to sit here. Hey, by the way, like, nah, bro, I'm good. That's their mindset.
It's a lot of variables for it for me because one, I'm gonna add another C. It's common sense. Like, of course, I'm not gonna just stop a show of 100,000 people because 50,000 white folks said Nick. Okay, it's in the song, it's in the art. You got to chalk that up.
You knew it when you put it in there.
You knew it was in there when you performed it. You didn't say I was performing a clean version. You could give all the warning you want, and I hear it. But if I still want to say this nigga word, I'm gonna say it. I've said it before on the podcast. If it doesn't come from a place of hate, you can't really, like how you feel like she rapping along with Roddy Ricch. Like, I'm not gonna punch her in her face. I'm having a good time. You know what I'm saying? Now it's different if she said, then look over to me and be like, yo, this nigga can sing. Then you gotta get slapped. You see what I'm saying? It's not that. It's not that. But you can't just, like, and it's only, and I want to go back to the clout too, because it's like, because Roddy Ricch's album did so bad, you're a joke now. Anything you do is a joke. If you put on a $75 pair of pants, oh yeah, that album sells really bad, huh? This nigga, you see, anything he does is a joke. And you did it on Twitter, and Twitter doesn't forget anything. Twitter is going to hold on to this until you say the F word like Kendrick did, because you have to do something.
Yeah. Until your next album go platinum. Like, you got to make everybody
you are the joke
out their mouth.
You are the joke. And it didn't make it any better that you were, Feed the Streets Part 7 coming soon. No, you look desperate. You're still a joke. Everything you say and do is a joke until you can get back on top. And you'll be forever treated that way. Don't nobody care about white folks saying the N-word. They were saying it at concerts when white folks was saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to stop somebody from saying the N-word. You need to get past that shit as people. It's just a word. You give them too much power to it. And I'm finna sit up in here, me personally, yes, I'm gonna sit up in here and fight all 75,000 white folks that say it. Stand in a straight line, we finna get this over with. But you can't expect Roddy Ricch to do that. You can't expect me, you, and Zoo to do that. You know what I'm saying? We can hold out for a few hours, but you know what I'm saying? But it's just like this, like, y'all are getting upset about this. Like, you wanted him to, security, drag them out of there. Like, no, if you get offended, you like that, you shouldn't be performing, or you shouldn't use the word in your song.
I think most of that was, I personally believe a lot of that was jokes, but people love doing think pieces on Twitter. But to get back to the main question, yes, it was just one of those things that Twitter is too woke or TikTok is too woke, because it's like, in real life, good and well, you're not going to do X, Y, and Z. So it's like, you either going to pull a no name if you're an artist and be like, I'm not performing this, or you just be like, I love this artist, but I can't go to his or her concerts because I don't want to get offended at this at Billy Bob over here saying the N-word, which is perfectly in your right. But to get on, if folks is actually getting on Twitter talking about Roddy should have said this or he should have came up after this, why? He knew what he was saying. He knew the track list he was gonna play. He knew that he wanted the crowd to sing along because it's the most popular song of that summer. He knows good and well what he signed up for. So you just take it on the chin.
And here's another C: conviction. You can test yours, Roddy. You so for the people, you shouldn't have let that shit stand. So I don't want to hear any black power, nothing from you. You close that door on yourself. You see what I'm saying?
But then does that negate anything?
Test your conviction. Test the conviction.
Hold on.
I'm not getting mad.
Does that negate anything that maybe Kendrick or J. Cole try to say then? Like, if they not sitting there, like, because Kendrick, when, like he said in his song, he came on the high five for telling that girl that came up there.
Right.
Now, we also said, okay, you kind of set her up for failure, because what else was she gonna do in her mind? Like, right. But does that, can J. Cole no longer be pro-black because he's gonna have 20,000 white folks in the stands saying
it's And like I said, it's the variable that because, like I said, nobody's gonna do that at a J. Cole concert because this nigga is, like Zoo said, the pro-black rapper.
Mhm.
It's like, yeah, you said this, but he's also then gave a lot of pregnant mothers and this. He even did a lot for the community where you could forgive some white folks rapping some lyrics. Like Roddy Ricch, don't you ever come out of nowhere and just, oh yeah, we need to as a people, what? You didn't shut that show down. How many single mothers you done fed? How many did shut up? You let them white folks call you a nigga, and that's what you got to sit with until you prove otherwise. Guilty until proven innocent. That's all it is.
Say it with your chest.
The 5 C's of this podcast.
Zoo, what do you think? I know it was your question, but what you were kind of answering it as you was asking, but what is kind of your whole thing on it?
Yeah, I mean, my whole thing is basically, obviously, people shouldn't say it, but it's going to be said regardless. There's really nothing you can do. And like I said earlier, you're not going to ruin your evening. Now you're getting kicked out. Now you're potentially getting arrested, depending on how big the fight is, if you choose to take it the route Twitter wants you to take it. Now you lost your money. If it's at a festival, you get kicked out. If it's at a stadium or arena, now you're potentially banned for life.
Going to jail potentially.
Yep. And now you got to pay legal fees and pay whatnot, depending if you won the fight. Now you got battery charge. All because
you made a choice.
Twitter.
Ooh, there you go.
All because you made a choice to go by Twitter standards and basically live super righteous and whatnot. Yeah. When you could have just enjoyed your business and it's like, all right, maybe he's just rapping along to the song. Maybe he's into the song. This is his first time that person's seen this person perform, so he just blacked out and is rapping along to every word and whatnot. Maybe he doesn't mean it, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's basically my stance on it. Yeah, people shouldn't because white people are saying it, black folks shouldn't have to. Because at the end of the day, now black people are suffering even more. Like the black person who decided to stand up, now they're getting the short end of the stick. So they're gonna lose either way. It's like get roasted on Twitter by 10,000 people I don't know, and I'm never gonna see in real life, and they don't contribute to my life in any way, shape, or form.
And maybe they say that stuff. They probably ain't gonna say that stuff to you if they was to see you.
Right.
Yeah. Or just go about your day. You know.
Yeah. Because like I said, I was kidding, but like there is a sense where I was like, bro, when I went to the J. Cole concert, it was about me and my lady. I saw you and your family, so I just went. I would glance over there, make sure you was having a good time. But it was like I'm in my own world, so it's like I'm not finna sit here and jump over 3 rows of stairs because I seen old boy turn around and just yell at like, no, you're not about to.
I'm cooling tonight.
Yeah,
I'm chilling in for the night.
You ain't gonna blow my high. I'm enjoying myself. So it's one of those like I'm not gonna let that get to me. Because it's bigger fish to fry. And speaking of that, actually, we were talking about just kind of words and things you should and shouldn't say. TikTok was currently blowing up, and she ended up actually taking the video down. But this young lady, she took to TikTok to get on Tyga, the rapper Tyga, Young Money's very own. For I don't even know what the song is called. It was I Caramba. It was a song he did where basically he used every 90s Mexican Latino stereotype and just threw it all in one big music video. He had a mariachi band. He was dressed like Hector, the dude that played Hector in every movie. He had a lowrider that said Gordo on it. It was a lot. And you know, she felt that it was disrespectful to the Latino culture. He was mixing cultures. He was basically saying he was trying to be Bad Bunny. She said that basically since people like Bad Bunny and J Balvin and all these great artists came out, that now they're getting too mainstream and people are starting to basically steal their swag or whatever, however you want to word it, and without properly honoring Hispanic culture. And I in my video, what I said was, I'm not saying she's wrong. I will even go so far to say, you know what, Tyga probably shouldn't have done that. But my thing is this, because I looked before I said anything, I went through her comments just to see what the overall vibe of it was. And it was big. Oh, well, they only like us when this, or what else would you expect of these people? I'm like, okay, so this is how y'all feel. So if you guys are so upset with Tyga using you guys' culture, to your credit, I ain't even mad at that. But if you've been fighting tooth and nail for the last 20 some odd years to say the N-word, when a black person asks you to stop saying it, you need to sit this argument out. Because clearly, when it comes to culture, when it comes to respecting somebody's wishes, you okay with it when it doesn't affect you. But now the moment that somebody improperly takes your culture and makes a satire or however you want to view it, now it's a problem. And Zoo, I know I talked to you about it. You said you didn't care because one, it's Tiger. You wasn't really worried about something that like it'd be different if it was Drake. You would darn near had an aneurysm or something.
Oh,
but like you not worried about that because
Pusha T.
Exactly. You're not worried about that because it's like there's nothing Tyke what he's doing isn't going to harm me. And also you don't get offended very easily about anything unless somebody put their hands on you. So that's a whole different level of of not caring.
Nonchalantness.
That's some next level of nonchalantness. So what was y'all when that was brought to y'all? What was y'all overall opinion?
The whole Latino thing that right now you just said, like that they're stealing our culture and whatnot. So Bad Bunny actually is the one who started making that like term popular right now. Because in his most recent album, he has like this line where he's like, that I'll say it in English, but he's like, we have the real seasoning and now everybody wants to be Latino. That's basically like the bar that he said. So he's basically dissing every other, he's like dissing white people, and maybe even black people, saying, oh, now you guys, because me and like J Balvin and like all these like reggaeton artists are making it poppin'. Now everybody wants to dance our music and blah blah blah. When we were getting like overlooked, like the last time anyone was checking for us was Daddy Yankee.
That had to be a shout to Justin Bieber.
Probably. And so that's where that part comes from. I saw this other. So this is really popular TikTok dude. You guys might have seen him. It's the he acts like he's Mexican. He's from LA, so he has that whole foo thing, and he's like his most viral TikToks like where his best friend has like a toxic girlfriend.
Oh yeah, domestic violence.
He's like, yeah, domestic violence. So he went popular on this topic because he has a podcast, and I believe he's also the only Latino on that podcast. I think there might be one other Latino, but it's just him, and it's like 4 other black dudes. So it'd be like basically like me with like you two.
And
he basically
over here. Hold on.
Oh, okay, yeah, my bad. No need. I didn't mean to offend.
Oh, I'm offended on all three races.
But so he basically took my approach where he's like, it was just a parody. It's just a joke. Like I didn't take it serious because like I know my heritage, and like the people around me weren't offended either. And he got killed for it by the Latino community. So if we were popping right now, and I said what I'm saying right now, I'm getting killed for it on all media platforms as well. This might be the one that blows us up.
I'm gonna boost this with. I'm gonna boost this video with an
ad. Sponsor. Congratulations on the 1 million, Rico. Before we get back.
Oh yeah, appreciate it. For those who don't know, I reached 1 million likes on TikTok. So I appreciate everybody who's watched any of my videos and enjoyed it and shared it with their friends and whatnot. So I'm gonna keep trying to put on for the squad and keep trying to make you guys laugh and keep y'all entertained. But continue, my friend.
Yeah, so he was basically getting killed by the Latino community. Like, oh, you're just saying that because you don't want to lose your money. You're just saying that because like all your friends are black, or you're saying that because you don't want to offend anyone in that room with you, blah blah blah. And they were calling him a sellout and whatnot. Like basically everything. Like when a black person, when Chris Rock let homie say that word.
Yeah.
Basically. And he was basically getting murdered on there, to the point where on his next podcast, because I think this video released like a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago,
give or take.
Yeah, something like that. So on his next podcast, he did like a whole apology tour, basically. He was trying to explain how he's like, no, I'm really proud to be like Mexican. He's like, I'm first generation Latino here, you know. Like my parents are like straight immigrants. They don't know English. Like I'm not a sellout. Basically, this is just my opinion. And so he had to do a whole, and he was still getting killed for it, because once you make one mistake on any social media platform, that's like we just said with the Roddy Rich thing. Now it's just gonna stick with you for life. But no, my opinion is basically the same to the point as his. Like you said, I don't get offended at all. I've said on this podcast before, my best friend growing up was a white a blonde hair, blue eyed Russian who would call me wetback and spick, and I would call him slurs back and whatnot. And that's how we got along. That's how we grew up. He's the one who introduced me to Eminem, basically. And it's like I've never been one to get offended because I grew up in the time where everyone got roasted at the lunch table.
Everybody.
For whatever reason. To the point, the most I'll bring up this quick. I don't think I brought it up here, and if I have, my bad for repeating myself. But the only time we ever thought someone crossed the line when roasting each other, I had this one friend who was roasting this chick, and she was roasting him back. She was really good at like talking shit, and his mom had passed away, but she didn't know that. And she made like it was at that point where we were in middle school and your mama jokes were like the biggest thing ever.
Yeah.
And he like said she said like some crazy your mama joke or something, and he got heated because obviously his mom was dead. Like, and
Right.
that was the only time we were like, maybe we went a little too far. But other than that, everyone would roast each other on anything, on race, whatever it was, their appearance. And I feel like a lot of the people getting offended are younger than us, maybe early 20s and definitely teenagers.
Yeah.
Who maybe, I mean, I don't know, maybe they didn't go through that part. Because like I talk with my little cousins, they're 14 and 15 right now, and one of them is 12. And like they roast me, but like that's how I play because I used to roast them when they were kids. So that's probably, but I've never seen them with their friends when they hang out like roast each other.
Yeah.
So it's probably just one of those things.
I don't think it happens as much, especially. And then I think a lot of what happened was like when a lot of people in our age group or whatever may have, I don't know, come out or said that they've had like issues with self-esteem in the past because of whatever. Then now the conversation becomes, oh, well, we didn't know any better when we was kids. Everybody was just saying it. So now it's like everything is taboo. So then they're raising their younger siblings or their kids. They have kids now to not do it. So you don't see it as much, which is why everybody and their mama is like, when like comedians do, oh, this is real comedy, or this is this, that, and the third. It's like, first of all, any comedy where you laugh is real comedy. It's just,
if you have to tell me it's real, it's not real.
Yeah. So it's like, it's one of those things where that kind of like that narrative kind of kills me a little bit. Whenever, oh yeah, good, he's bringing real comedy back. And like you look at this the clip, and it's just him just making like doing every racial stereotype he could. And it's like
you're forcing it.
Like you're forcing it. All right, I get it. But to go back to your point, most of the Hispanics that I grew up around and with weren't really sensitive at all in regards to that. Like some of them, like obviously had like maybe an anger issue here or there or whatever. That's just kids and humans. But like there were very little that was just like very sensitive on certain topics. But I think that, you know, some of them got older and had some underlying issues they never addressed, and they realized, oh dang, my mama been calling me fat since I was 3 years old, and that started to bother me, or this, that, and the third started to bother me. And then it became, you know, okay, so there were underlying issues I didn't know about. So now, like I said, the narratives and the conversations have to change. So everything that involves culture, involves how you grow up, that involves the flag, whatever flag you repping, this, that, and the third, it has to be the most pristine, or you're offending me, you're this, you're that, which I don't think Tiger had that at the back of his mind whatsoever. He probably
thought it was just something funny.
Yeah, to my knowledge, he grew up in LA or in California or whatever. And maybe he saw that a lot growing up. I don't know. Maybe it was based off of some of his favorite movies that always had a Hector, that always had a mariachi band. Like, I don't know. But from a non-Latino perspective, I can see why you can get offended. But because I don't think Tiger had an ill bone in his body when he did that, I think it was just something goofy he was doing. That's why it's kind of like, from the outside looking in, it's like, okay, y'all might be taking a little bit too far, because like of all the people to get woke with, you're gonna get woke with Tiger.
Yeah,
like,
and like I had said, me and my friends thought the Mi Salsa with Eminem at the end of my band was the funniest
hilarious
thing ever. It was the funniest thing ever, and we never like found offense to that or anything. We thought, it was funny. We're like, yo, Eminem's like shouting out the Mexican. We thought it was cool, because like at that point, like our biggest rappers was Baby Bash.
Bro said the salsa makes all the pretty girls want to dance and take off their underpants. Come on now.
Negative.
Go ahead, G.
It's weird because like you guys said, it's sad that the roasting era is dead.
Mm-hmm.
It's because you missed that when you dropped the bomb on somebody that nobody knew that this kid was absolutely poor. But now that everybody is so open and so, hey, I'm really doing bad and this, that, and the other, that if you say something, everybody already knows, hey, this guy is going through it. Like, why would you pick that to say? It's not about being sensitive, but it's different if it was like, oh, yeah, you just a fat ass nigga. And it's like, oh, well, I got eating problems and this, that, and the other. I'm this. Oh, I didn't know. The shit was still funny when I said it, but now I know I won't say it again.
Yeah.
But it's different if you walk in and you're like, yo, she tried to kill herself yesterday, and that's the first thing you joke on. It's like, bro, you knew. It wasn't like you didn't know. Like, that's just being a dickhead.
Mm-hmm.
I've been a dickhead plenty of times, but it's just like, it's like not the vulnerability, but everybody wants to be heard about something. Like Zeus said, he didn't take it bad, but it's like, how are you mad at that, but not mad at the Cholo thing? You see what I'm saying? It's like black folks done stole that and did the East LA with the high socks and all. That's y'all stuff.
Yeah,
but y'all can't
like
pick
Easy
and
was
choose.
rocking it.
You see what I'm saying? But you can't pick. Are you gonna pick and choose? Because then now we can't say nothing about y'all. Then it's y'all too sensitive.
And
then
Latinos love Snoop. Latinos love Snoop. And
he in a Corona commercial. That's his beer. That's his. He the only person that gets Corona.
Every year, that picture of Easy wearing a sombrero, that goes viral every year in the Mexican community. Like, oh, he loves us. The YG, like he perpetrates a lot of it, and like YG gets mad love. So I just think maybe it was him dressing up in the fat suit. I
think it was just because it was Tiger. I
think so.
I think it was just because it was Tiger.
Because he doesn't have a stan fan base or something.
No, it's just because it's Tiger that he's always gonna jump on something. And the fact that this girl paid attention to it means she's the only person that paid attention to it. Because didn't nobody else say nothing about this Tiger song?
I didn't even know he had a song out.
You see what I'm saying? Like, if Tiger drops something, it's like Nelly dropping something. Okay, Tiger, enjoy that, but nobody cares.
I had seen it on my TikTok, like the video itself. I think he promoted it like it, or it was on my For You page. But I just kept scrolling. I didn't stop and be like, oh my god. I was just like, oh, it's a Tiger song. I just kept scrolling.
I still never seen it.
I didn't stay long enough to know what the premise was, basically. I just saw him in the lowrider. And
this is not to compare the two artists because they don't compare, in my opinion. But if Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, he had 3 videos of him in a lowrider with Hector driving the car and they dressed the same. He come out in a sombrero. Latino is gonna go crazy over that. That's going triple platinum in the streets.
When he did the Spanish and collard greens, motherfuckers lost their minds over that.
Everybody loved that.
Absolutely.
And he was just saying swear words. He didn't form a single sentence.
It was no sentence.
10 swear words in a row.
Oh man,
just made him rhyme.
Give him a day.
Like, come on, bro. They was gonna change Cinco de Mayo to just Kendrick. It's just gonna be Kendrick.
June 17th, Kendrick in Mexico.
But nah, man. So it's one of those things where I do think, and once again, I do believe you have the right, if you feel that he is doing something that's disrespectful to your culture, to speak out about it. But like I said in my video, I'm like, okay, if this is an issue, we'll address it as such. We'll be like, okay, this shouldn't have happened. They shouldn't do this. But then don't, oh, well, I just grew up saying it, and this is this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
Like if Fat Joe came out and told Tiger, hey, you wrong for this, niggas be like, Fat
Joe,
Joe, come on now. Really? Like, so it I guess it really do just come down to what
and even then,
I'll
throw another bomb on this. I'm getting killed on TikTok. I hear now. Mexicans in Mexico make fun of California Mexicans or Mexicans in the U.S. Like the way the cholos dress. They call them basically ghetto and like bottom of the bottom, basically.
Yeah, there's huge colorism in Mexico, isn't it?
And like, there's huge colorism in Mexico, basically. And that's the thing. Like Mexicans here in the U.S. don't understand that, because I've seen plenty of times on TikTok. Well, I'll see, even you were shocked a couple of weeks ago when you were like, I can't believe some Mexicans are literally white people out here. Blonde hair, blue-eyed Mexican. And if you go to like Guadalajara, like, Jalisco, like that whole state, but Guadalajara in particular, the majority of people That's where. Well, I don't think Canelo's from there, but they look like Canelo. They're either red hair. They have either blonde hair. They have blue eyes. They're super super white, and it's like you could think they're just tourists walking around, but obviously they're not. They're like Mexican. They speak better Spanish than me, and I speak fluently. And it's one of those things where, like, every time like one of those chicks or guys posts a video and it goes viral on TikTok, the majority of the comments are Mexicans from the U.S. going like, "Oh, you're not really Mexican. There's no way you're Mexican. You're white." Blah blah blah. Or the opposite. I actually commented on this chick's TikTok. I think it was the beginning of this week or last week. At the end of last week, she was black skin. She was Afro Latino Mexican, and she was like, it was like this trend where it's like you're trying to guess what Latino country they're from, and it's like, what's your race, what's your race, and at the end it came out, everyone was like, oh, she's probably either Dominican, Puerto Rican, or something like that, or Cuban, and at the end it was Mexican, and all the comments were, oh, you're not Mexican, you're black. You're not Mexican, you're black. And I literally commented, I was like, ignore everybody in these comments because they don't even know that Mexico's second president was like literally a black guy. Like it was literally G Baby. It was the dude. I sent you guys a picture of.
Oh yeah,
the dude who used to wear the do rag because he didn't want to show his like natural hair or whatever.
He was hiding them curls, G.
He was.
Bro, I know a Colombian woman. My sister's friend's mom. This woman darker than both of us combined because she like pitch black and she Colombian to the bone. I'm like, damn, like a piece of charcoal or something. Shout out to her. I ain't no disrespect because my sister listens, but shout out to her. She's cool as hell, but no, I'm like, she's black.
People don't be knowing outside they bubble. It's so crazy.
No, especially like a lot of, like I said, Mexicans from here who just grew up on whatever little their parents taught them, and then whatever they learned from their neighborhood. So they think that Cali is they think East LA is a representation of like Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
They think Little Village is a representation of Mexico, so on and so forth, where it's not.
It's an Americanized version.
It's an Americanized version because at this point we've been here. Some people are still first generation, but there's a lot of people who are here already third, fourth generation.
Yes.
So it's like super basically watered down at this point. And it's one of those things where it's like my uncle, if he lets his hair grow out, he's from Mexico and he's from Guerrero. He's dark skinned, and if he lets his hair grow out, it doesn't fall down. It grows into a fro.
I tell cousin I said what's up there.
like that's how curly his hair is. And
Jerry Curl in Mexico.
Facts. And if people like look at him
out there.
And if it wasn't for like his facial features, probably people would think, if you told him to guess, like just looking at him, you'd probably think he's like, I don't know, like from Salvador, or maybe even like where there's more Afro Latinos. You wouldn't probably guess Mexican. From our point, my cousin, his daughter, I joke around with her. You know, I was trying to instill the bullying way so they don't get insulted when they're in school. You know, the Kevin Hart thing.
Yeah.
I call her Troy Polamalu because her hair is literally Troy Polamalu. It's like she has to wake up like 2 hours before she goes to school just to maintain her hair. Basically,
it's
one of those things. It's one of those things. So, yeah, I just feel like people here need to start, I guess, learning actual Mexican.
Just stop having
like how it is over there. Yeah.
And to continue with that, I think it's weird because I don't know why we keep having this. I feel like we keep having this conversation every few years in regards to, you know, same people from different spots not knowing about people in other spots that are just like them. There's been this recent trend going on another trend on TikTok where we've had either Native Africans or British Africans basically coming at African Americans for not knowing their culture, not knowing their heritage. They'll ask somebody, "Hey, what are you?" or this, that, and the third. You like, "I'm black." They be like, "Well, where are you from?" "Nigga, Chicago." Like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. And it's like, do y'all not realize that y'all one or two things either happen? Either y'all ancestors was quicker than mine, or your ancestors sold mine. So you were able to still trace your lineage and know exactly where you come from. You probably just moved from over there. Or if you British, your parents wanted a better life and moved you over to Britain, which is why you sound like Idris Elba. So for you to sit here and act as if woe is me or how dare you not know my heritage, nigga, all I can do is go to ancestry.com and hope that they not just pulling out of a hat.
Plantation 42. That's where I was born at. That's where I'm from.
That's what I know. My master last name was Wallace. Like that. It's
they be
like,
pissing me off though, because them Africans be thinking they so much better. I be going at it with this dude at work.
Yeah,
because he be all Celsius, and man, fuck Celsius. Get out of here. Y'all over here just because they just be acting so uppity, like, oh, we didn't get taken. Okay, so I didn't have a choice in it.
They do have some rude tendencies. Like they'll like it's weird. They treat you like it was one dude I ain't seen in like forever, and we was close-ish when like we used to hang out, but then saw him like 4 or 5 years later. It's like the first thing he said, "Dang, bro, you ain't got big." Why would that be the first thing you? Nigga, I ain't seen
you. Done got black. Now what are we talking about?
Like what are we talking about here? So it's just one of those things that, like I said, it's been trending. That I actually ended up. I think I stitched the video on TikTok or something. This dude was like, African Americans don't know their history or ethnicity or whatever, and it's worrying. Like, bro, what did you expect us to do? I can't go back in time and prevent that white man from stealing my great whatever. Like,
imagine that. Master, where did I come from? Shut up. It's a black ass. Don't ask me questions.
Who told you can ask questions today?
Dumbass questions. You like that answer?
Facts. It's one of those things where it's crazy. Like I said, if you go to Mexico and if you go anywhere outside of the big 3 cities, which is Mexico City, Guadalajara, Monterrey, and then even Cancun, because it's like a tourist spot. If you listen to Bad Bunny or J Balvin anywhere outside of those cities, they're making fun of you. Because they think Bad Bunny and J Balvin and like all the reggaeton artists, they think they're ratchet over there.
Oh, unless sell out
like unless you're outside of like the big cities where they do listen to them still, because I guess they have more, culture access to around the world. I'm not sure how it works, but yeah, if you go to like just a regular town over there and you're like, oh, play Bad Bunny, and they're like, bro, what are you listening to? Like, we're not listening to that shit.
How about
like, they make fun of you?
How about we don't? What?
And that's what a lot of Latinos from here don't get. Like Mexicans specifically don't get. Thanks. Bro, remember I told y'all when I went on vacation that like when we slip up and like speak, we try to speak Spanish, but like sometimes we'll slip up and speak English, that they start playing rap.
Oh yeah,
they would literally change the music and start playing.
The Negroes have come.
And I was like, bro, like we Mexican too, bro. You can play music in Spanish.
Oh shoot. That's hilarious. Bro said, why did Kanye start coming on? I was ordering a taco and all of a sudden all of the lights started playing. I don't know how we got here.
We can stick with the Hispanics and talk about Ricky Martin. Little nasty ass.
So he is currently
Puerto Rican, G-Baby.
I know. 1/3 of me is so destroyed.
Oh man, so he is currently being charged with having a sexual relationship with his nephew. And apparently after his nephew broke it off, or however they want to word it.
Wait, his nephew, not niece?
No, he's
nephew.
He's gay. He came out in like the 90s or the early 2000s.
Oh, I don't pay attention to Ricky.
I don't
look like I listen to Ricky Martin.
My lady told me. That's the only reason I know.
I was a huge Ricky Martin fan when I was a kid. I'm not gonna lie. I had the CD and everything.
You was living La Vida Loca? Is that
I was.
Little did we know. More to that song.
I think when I was like in 3rd or 4th grade, I actually got highlights because of him.
Oh wow, you went.
You took it extreme.
You was.
I was like outstanding.
Yeah, he's a real Slim Shady. Real Ricky Martin.
I don't know about this point in time though.
So obviously he's denying it because the nigga don't want to go to jail. But I'm guessing this is the nephew that came out and charged him and said that they've had like an incestuous relationship for I don't know how many years. And then when he ended it, that Ricky Martin was like stalking him and all of that type of stuff.
Oh, no.
And Ricky Martin is basically, he pulled these allegations are false, but I'm asking for privacy for me and my family or whatever.
Guilty. That nigga did it. He's nasty as hell. Get out of here. What Kanan say? He did that shit. He guilty as fuck.
Yeah. So Martin was served a restraining order in Puerto Rico in early July, citing domestic abuse. On Friday, TMZ reported that the singer's brother, Eric Martin, identified the alleged victim as Martin's 21-year-old nephew, according to the Spanish news site. However, the attorney asserts that Martin's nephew is struggling with deep mental health challenges. So now they're trying to say he's slow or confused.
That's why they gave him that 50. That's why you took advantage. You took advantage. Hate to see it. Bye-bye, Ricky.
Yeah.
His ass gonna go, bro. That's 50 years. He doing 35 of that.
Easily.
Yeah.
And then he's also
35.
facing other legal troubles with his former manager suing him for $3 million, claiming he owes her unpaid commissions. So he just getting it from all sides.
He's going
right
down.
now.
They throwing the house.
He's going they're throwing the R. Kelly at him because I think he's getting charged in Puerto Rico, which is they go by they're U.S. territory, but they still go by their own government, which is why
he might go missing
50 years.
Nah,
yeah, that's why incest is 50 years over there, or at least the maximum of 50 years over there. I don't know what it would be here in the U.S. I can't see it being that much with like Alabama and Mississippi running around. Doing what they want down there.
You get Mississippi out of your mouth.
Coffeeville. Keep Coffeeville
off your mouth.
You don't play that down.
That's where we stop it, okay? That is where we stop. But now, like they basically hitting him with the draw force. So I don't know. That's a series of unfortunate events. But yeah, if that nigga guilty, throw him under the jail.
Guilty under the jail.
Under it.
Under jail.
Man. But speaking of legal troubles or governments, or however you want to flip into this next topic, Hunter Biden is back on that stuff. I was
just gonna bring that up. Man, everybody's favorite.
Telepathy. He is back. He recently had a video go viral where he was arguing with apparently a prostitute or a hooker or something about how many grams of crack was on the scale. I don't know if
his personal scale. It was his own scale.
I think he said she was skimping him or something. It's a lot. And Biden, to my knowledge, I haven't been following anything he's been saying because I don't want to get mad. But to my knowledge, he hasn't said anything about it. I think maybe his lawyer came out and said something. I'm not 100% sure, or like his press guy, or however they want to word it. But
Biden has said nothing about nothing in 2 years.
All he didn't say was what was on the teleprompter, and then the instructions on the teleprompter.
And fell off a bike. Tremendous presidential record you got.
Hey, man. Hey.
That's insane. Like, you're doing crack. Like, bro, like you're the president's son. Bro. You're doing like be classy, you know, do cocaine.
You gotta do cocaine. Doing crack. You gotta like crack. Come on now.
Like, bro, even crackheads don't do crack no more. Like, we done all switched over to heroin. You still smoking rocks, bro? What is you doing?
You are behind on the times.
You have to find somebody that's still cooking crack. You wild as hell if you cooking crack in 2022. Like, nah, let me know your address. I call the narcs because you are wild.
You locking them up?
Bro, you got the pots with the bait. Come on now. What are we doing? What are we really doing here?
So these rappers that's whipping it, they need to stop. It's time to.
No, ain't nobody whipping crack no more. Nobody. I don't care what ain't nobody making crack no more.
Man, don't do Pusha T like that.
Oh,
he's selling coke.
He's coke. He's coke. He's
coke.
He is a classy drug dealer. Respect him. Ugh. Crack. It don't even sound like something you should be selling. Like that. Like crack.
This man had a highlight tape of smoking crack with prostitutes. Did you see it? It was like a 2
I did.
Come on. I'm like, what is this?
They put a ball of his life instrumental behind it.
Yeah. That was a dope tape though.
No, it was dope.
That was a motivational tape for like crackhead.
That's the president's son though.
Yes.
They gave Malia so much shit for smoking a joint at Lollapalooza. This man smoking crack. This man is smoking crack in the White House. Come on now. Where's this country going?
Yeah.
That was insane.
Where's your pride?
He had a whole, and like, why are you recording that? Because if you don't want it to get leaked, what's the point of recording it?
You're Hunter Biden. Like, you shouldn't have a phone in no drug interactions at all.
And if you are recording it, record it on like a video camera or something.
True. I think Hunter got clean, and this is like an older video. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know much about the Biden family except for the fact that Hunter did have a problem with drugs. But I remember that was brought up a bunch of times when Trump was debating Biden. And Biden said, yeah, my son has had problems in the past. So I don't know if he didn't relapse or if this is an old video that went out. But the whole just the whole tale of it is just crazy.
Videos look new. That was in 4K.
That was 2 weeks ago. He was mad as hell about that. Them 0.2 grams. He was mad as hell. I'm the president's son. They gonna short me? Oh, they got the game fucked up.
This trap house will be closed by tomorrow.
He hopped on, bro. You reached out to the prostitute drug dealer about her shortchanging you crack. Like you. At what point do you say, wait a minute, type that message out? Like, what are you doing here? What are you doing? That's crazy. Yeah. You're literally losing the war on drugs in the White House.
So yeah, apparently these all came from he had a laptop or something, and all of these videos then came out, all of these stories. So I don't know, man. I don't know where he's at right now in life. I think he may have gotten clean. I'm not 100% sure. But that's just regardless if he's clean or not, that's just a wild thing to just have on tape. Is you you're getting,
and now he saw this, he's probably relapsing now. If he sees this, I don't know. He's like, damn,
we see how
I was having a great time. He's like, I was having wow. He was like, I was having a grandiose time back then. He's like, let me
do one more.
God.
Oh man, it's always that one more.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
As we've all learned this week.
Yeah, that's true, Rico. Man,
what?
shaking my head.
What I do?
Stuck the needle in this man.
What I do?
You made Zoo relapse, bro.
No.
Relapse
I didn't make that nigga relapse. That nigga he attracts toxicity and can control himself from hitting.
You might as well have put the fire on that rock, bro. You might as well.
Might as well take my phone. Funny yourself. That's how I'm looking at it.
Zoo has no self-control over his relationships with females. For those who are listening,
the whole town is.
Every woman is Cicero in lines. You need to be.
Don't talk to her on this block from this block.
She's gonna be working at export from here to here. You don't want to be. You can't be in there. That's my time. All right.
That's me.
That's me. You need to be stopped. You about to go cause havoc out there in your neighborhood.
That was hilarious. That you went and texted her, bro.
He was so mad. And he went and texted her. I'm like, bro, nigga blamed me and Eminem. I'm like, how are you even?
Eminem skips, bro. We start relapsing at the end.
Oh my God. I'm so sick of you. We gonna get up out of here, man. Is there anything else before we go?
LeBron put on an MVP performance in the Drew League, dropping 42 points.
It was interesting seeing him play that because it's just kind of you really are better than everybody.
Everybody.
He was the DeRozan.
Yeah, him and DeRozan just like, hey, don't you start that recruiting.
And I'm gonna tell you what happens now though, is the first time LeBron James gets tired. If he didn't play in the Drew League,
mind you, season for another 4 months.
But you 20 years in with all these miles, you need to be relaxing in your summer. That's the argument. I bet.
Skip Bayless got a whole monologue written out.
It's probably coming out in the morning.
LeBron can have one game under 25 this year, and that's gonna be when he drops it.
You see his dedication, dropping 42 and 16 against the guy from the laundromat, but he can't do it against Ben Simmons. I don't understand.
Shannon, make it make sense, Shannon.
Actually, I have the Skip Bayless tweet right here.
He tweeted about the Drew League?
Yeah.
Man.
Oh my God.
So let's see. He tweeted, love it that LeBron played in the Drew League today, but he shot only 2 from 13 from 3. He missed a late free throw that would have clinched overtime. Some things will never change.
Why, bro? You're 70-something years old. And I don't know when. I honestly do not know when the hate for LeBron started. I know with Skip specifically. I don't know when that, but it's
I'll tell you exactly when it started. The first person on TV to say rookie LeBron James has potential to be better than Michael Jordan. So everybody started hating him. You're not better than Mike. You'll never be better than Mike in anybody's eyes. Had anybody said LeBron James will be the second greatest player of all time, they'd have welcomed him and nurtured him and he's the greatest. But because they said that he was going to be one, I gotta hate you forever. because you did that.
Oh,
You
white
had so
man.
much potential.
How dare
No.
you?
How
dare you live up to your potential too?
Exactly. How dare you not retire and let Mike have all his records? How dare you? Can't stand that. You what's wrong with the game?
Yeah. You doing everything you said you was gonna do. Well, you didn't say it. They said you was gonna do it, and you still did it. How dare you?
Now coming after a civil rights legend. I can never get behind LeBron. Why don't you leave Kareem alone? He suffered enough. Man, boy, I tell you, these athletes nowadays.
But before we go, I finished the Chimera Ant arc, at least the fighting portions of a Hunter x Hunter, and I got some thoughts. Okay, I gotta let these out, especially. And I wasn't
you let them out on Twitter all week.
I'm gonna keep going. Because maybe if you don't follow me on Twitter _Rico the Artist 1, maybe you didn't know how I've been feeling. Okay, 1, Netero did a whole lot for nothing to come of it. Okay, I don't care that he poisoned them. I'm not trying to hear that, nigga. Throw them hands. I'm not trying to see throw them hands.
He threw the equivalent of like 100 million punches.
I don't know how many more. Look, I'm a praying man. That's a lot of praying that he did for old boy to just basically wake back up. I understand he poisoned him. I'm not trying to see no long run plan. I want to see y'all duke it out, and the best man Ant wins. Okay, I want somebody dying.
They fought to the death. It was a standstill.
I ain't trying to see them stand still.
They fought to the death. I mean, that's the best type of fighting.
But see,
it's Naruto versus Sasuke. It's Naruto versus Sasuke.
I'm cool with fights to the death if you die during the fight. You don't get to go home, play some chess, and then die in your lover's arms. No.
That's called cinematic. That's called being cinematic.
Dying on the battlefield. Okay?
Cinema, Rico. It adds the drama. It adds the drama. The fight, as soon as he gets happy, it's taken away. And I took the one person I actually cared about with me. That's drama. But you want to? I want to see Captain America and Iron Man.
Absolutely. I want the lights and flashing and all of that stuff. That's why Roshi is better, man. Shout out.
Roshi, Roshi a bomb.
Roshi over Netero all day, every day.
Hell no.
But speaking of cinema, the final summer movie is now starting to be slowly released out to film festivals and whatnot. Hopefully, Lord willing, we're gonna have some more news about like when it's gonna who may pick it up to put on maybe their streaming sites. I know there's a streaming app called Shudder who does specifically just horror movies. Maybe they'll get put on there. He has a lot of hopes and he's hearing from a lot of people. So when I know stuff, you guys will know stuff. I'm very excited though. This is the first time that anybody besides the director is going to see the movie. So
hopefully it goes all well, man.
I'm hoping for it, man.
Boy Moose in the house.
I feel like I did a really good job, especially to lead towards other roles. That's really how I was approaching this. Is like body this so that you can body other stuff, so that I can take my clips. And I know you sleepy. So
take your time, tell us where.
So that we can get to the point where I can start taking this and putting it towards other stuff so people know that I'm serious about this acting thing, that I'm really trying to go full steam ahead. But I'm very excited, very happy. So be on the lookout for that. I will have more news as I get it. I will release it. But on behalf of my boys, we thank y'all for tuning in to yet another exhilarating installment of the Friendly Fire podcast. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can @ us or DM us at friendly_fire on IG and Friendly Fire on TikTok. Once again, friendly_fire on IG and Friendly Fire on TikTok. If you an artist and you got music or artwork that you want to share with us, you can email us at friendlyfire2021@gmail.com. Once again, friendlyfire2021@gmail.com. If it's artwork and we like it, it will go on that big beautiful wall behind G Baby. If it's music and we like it, it will go up at the end of our podcast. Simple as that. On behalf of my brothers, I am Rico, G Baby, Zoo, Friendly Fire. Be blessed.
Peace.
That was tight.
Yeah, that seemed like a good one.